Well, hello and welcome everybody to the New Health Conversation. And for all the censors out there that monitor the community guidelines, the one thing we assure you of is that the New Health Conversation, the only thing that we ever share with the audience is what's in peer-reviewed human trial studies. We have 10 published peer-reviewed human trial studies proving that what we talk about is safe, it's not outrageous, there are no claims, everything is safe and proven in medical studies. We've also written 4 best-selling books with some of the top medical doctors in the world, 20 shows on PBS, and over 1,500 live lectures around the world. So we're easily staying within your community guidelines because nothing that we state is not backed by medical proof that the public can actually see. So with that, hello and welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us today. So let's start out with this one. She lost 100 pounds. She's kept it off for 12 years. It's backed by 10 published peer-reviewed human trial studies. It's not a diet. It's not calorie counting. Everything else that you're seeing on social media, I'll challenge you. You show me one person out there who has one shred of medical proof. I see people trying to charge you for recipes and then you get a coach. Why would you be paying for a recipe? There's not one. If they had any evidence at all, they don't have any. They're telling you to buy recipes to lose weight. It is complete and utter balderdash. It's nonsense. What we present to you is published in 10 peer-reviewed human trial medical studies. This is real. This is not fake. This is an absolute live medical podcast. I'm going to show you some of the other pictures. Kristen, 21 pounds in 30 days. She only had to lose 30 pounds. Julie, 35 pounds in 37 days. This is real medical proof because it's backed up. It's not, these pictures you're seeing are from the people that were in the studies. And then look at April, my friend's daughter, 60 pounds in 3 months, 60 pounds in 3 months. And then a 65-year-old man, Curtis, where do you see this, everybody? Hold on. I'll show it to you here in just a second. We're having computer problems. He lost 65 pounds in 40 pounds and 52 inches in 30 days. And look at his A1C from 8.4 to 6.4, his triglycerides 242 to 124. How many of you are interested? How can I build a career in YouTube AI? I also want to thrive on YouTube by developing complete awareness and experience. I have no idea, Rohit. I have no idea what you're even talking about. So there's no point in even discussing that. I have no idea. You're trying to advertise for AI. And look at Andy, 45 pounds and 60 inches in 30 days. His A1C, 7.9 to 6.2, LDL 120 to 59. Why are you all being mystified by nonsense? We're real scientists. We're real nutritional researchers. We only bring you medical proof. We don't bring anything that's an opinion. And every single major study now is saying, like people from Harvard Medical School, stop counting calories. Big study, why you shouldn't count calories. They said our researchers found that while counting calories and restricting calories can help you lose weight in the short term, the approach has never been proven to keep weight off long term. What's even worse, 2/3 of people who try to count, restrict calories gain back more weight than they lost. You even have Medicare chiming in saying the same thing. Medicare's search for effective obesity treatments. Diets are not the answer. Our researchers at Medicare reviewed long-term studies the outcomes of calorie-restricted diets to assess whether dieting is an effective treatment for obesity. The studies showed that 2/3 of dieters regained more weight than they lost on any diet. What are you all doing and why are you doing it? And why are you following these people on social media without giving you any medical proof at all? They're giving you zero proof. Why would you do that? Because that's all we had available to us. Now, remember, none of this is my opinion. I don't want you to believe me. We're the researchers of the researchers. We didn't create this. By the way, there are no products here, none, zero, no products to buy. You're going to buy food if you do this and learn a new way of eating that the researchers developed and that the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world, not somebody giving you an opinion on a site. Oh, let's buy some recipes. I mean, this is crazy. It's just crazy what people are doing. They're so desperate to lose weight, they just believe, here's a before and after, and you can lose 20 pounds in a month, and it's all fat. No, it's not. The first thing you need to understand is there's no such thing as burning fat. No diet, no exercise program. You're born with a certain amount of fat cells, you die with a certain amount of fat cells, and those fat cells can expand or contract. That's it. Why are you being hoodwinked? Can anybody even give me the definition of a calorie? You're all counting calories. Why? Why are you counting calories? Aren't you interested in how she lost 21 pounds in a month? 5 pounds a week with no exercise? Are you interested in that or not? Who would like to know about that? Can hypertension medicine can be stopped? I don't understand what you're asking me. Send me by mistake. I have no idea what you're even talking about. I mean, it's just, it's whatever. Anyway, back to the rest of you. So who would like to know how she did this? Maybe you don't want to know. Maybe you want to do keto or paleo or Mediterranean or time-restricted eating or this nonsense, because it's all nonsense. How come there's no medical proof? If what they were telling you was that great, guess what? You'd be excited to potentially do a peer-reviewed human trial study published in the biggest medical journals in the world. Listen, everything I'm sharing with you is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. What are you listening to, and why are you listening to it? And why do you have no medical proof on what they're saying? And can we get some taps on that screen to get some likes? This is real medical proof. This isn't fooling around. Oh, well, let's see, buy our program. What? What? It's nonsense. It's just nonsense. We're here. We're going to stop the nonsense. We're bringing real proof, real medical proof. There's a real way now. They've cracked the code on weight loss after 40 years, 100 studies, the top medical weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world. They created this, and there are no products to buy. Melissa, I promise I'm going to tell you right now. So Melissa, if you don't mind just to guide me, if you can tell me, because listen, we have kids as young as 2. I don't think you're 2, Melissa. We have kids as young as 2. We have a lady 91. We have people with no thyroids, no heart transplant, kidney transplant, no gallbladders. So it just helps me. If you want to, how much weight would you like to lose and how tall are you? And I'll give you a realistic explanation of how rapidly and safely you can do it. Because this is going to floor you, Melissa. The last reason to do this is weight loss. That's like a throw-in. That's like a bonus. Despite the fact you can see the kind of things that we have going on here, like my friend's daughter, 60 pounds in 3 months. Look at her face, look at her arms, look at her stomach. That's not Photoshop. And then we have Mary over here. Look at this. How about 200 pounds in a year? In a year, and she's kept it off. 200 pounds. And then and she lost, this lady here, her name is Janet, she lost 100 pounds. She's kept it off for 12, she lost it in a year. She's kept it off for 12 years. 12 years. There's nothing like this. This is going to make every diet out there obsolete, Melissa. Every diet. You'll never go on a diet. If you really look into this, there's no way on earth you would ever go on any kind of diet. This is not a diet. It's a detox. So let's talk about how they did this, all right, everybody? And can we get some taps on the screen to get some likes going? We're at 0 likes. This is life-changing information for all of you. This is not a diet. It's a health system. Because everything improved for these people, not just the weight. So what did they do? Well, the researchers had done 100 studies over 40 years, thousands of people, and analyzed every kind of diet out there. And they never found a diet where people lost weight and were able to keep it off long term. And 2/3 of everybody that they monitored gained back more weight than they lost. That's what you're all facing. My God, in 4 years, Johns Hopkins Medical School predicts 86% of you will be overweight or obese. Does that sound like your diet is working? And that's even with the shots. We'll talk about the shots later. We're not against the shots, by the way. But where do you see how pitiful the weight loss actually is? So let's talk about what the researchers did. So here's what they did. They said that calorie counting was dead. It's over. This protocol, there's no calorie counting. The only thing that matters to your body, there's 3 things that keep you alive: air, water, not calories, nutrition. So what they did, they said, we're going to find foods where the number one criteria is not how much you eat or not eat, it's how much nutrition is in those foods. And they put a grocery list together that they gave to her that she took to the grocery store. Proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. No calorie counting, only serving sizes. But whatever you spent last month on food, you're only going to spend 30% this month at the grocery store if you do this. Now, the reason for that is our food in North America is becoming all but nutritionally bankrupt, in case you didn't know. So the other 70% came from other researchers who for 20 years had gone around the world to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand to find foods with huge amounts of nutrition. That was the key. So they had 2 food groups. They had 30% from the grocery store, 70% from these exotic foods around the world that the researchers call the world's most perfect meals. Does this make sense so far, Melissa, and all of you? I want to make sure you all understand. Then they invented a new way of eating food. I'm not kidding you. They actually got a registered trademark with the US Patent Office for this new way of eating called protein pacing. So 5 days a week, she had 4 meals a day. 4. Got it? And on those days, she started with these exotic foods around the world. That was breakfast, lunch from the grocery store, dinner from the grocery store, and a 4th meal after dinner from these exotic meals from around the world. So 5 days a week, you'd be having 4 meals a day, okay? Then 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store, Melissa, only these exotic foods around the world, but this time you'd be eating 8 times a day. You'd be eating every hour and a half to 2 hours. Guess what? Diabetics on this, no insulin spikes. Now, here's the scientific part. This was the most comprehensive diet, nutrition, health study ever done. Because they didn't just do pounds on the scale. They did blood, stool, urine, fat analysis, body composition, muscle mass, enzymes, etc., right? So the first thing that they found about this, and they proved what they thought was going to happen, this is a detox. And they proved that this is helping the body remove herbicides and pesticides and Scotchgard and Teflon that we're all storing inside of our fat cells, specifically fat cells called visceral fat. That's the fat around your organs. And as we drink and breathe and eat these chemicals, unless you don't think we're living in a toxic world, which we are, the body, to protect us, takes the chemical and stuffs it in those fat cells. That's why you all complain to us, not just about how much weight you've gained, but how much fat you have in your body. Look at her stomach, everybody. Look at day 1, look at day 30. Let me see if I can give a better view of that. Get my head. Yeah, look at her hips. Look at how much she shrank. No exercise allowed, no sit-ups, no crunches, no saunas, nothing. And she gained 6 to 9% lean muscle and lost no water weight. So her 21 pounds was not water weight. This is going to change the world. Do you get it? Most women in this lose a whole dress size in 7 days. Men 2 to 4 inches off their waist in a week. So the very first thing they saw in the medical proof was that this was detoxing the body. Number 2, it lowered, no diet's ever done this. Inflammation came down 25% in a month, and that inflammation is what gives you stiffness and that aches and pains and whatever. Number 3, it's sustainable. She lost that weight 8 or 9 years ago. She kept it off for 8 or 9 years. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks, 23 years ago. And look at our Janet. 100 pounds, she's kept it off for 12 years. She lost 100 pounds in a year, and she's kept it off for 12 years. Look at the change. Look at that. She's got muscles, no kidding. I mean, she's really in great shape. Yeah, Melissa, amazing. That's inflammation. Melissa, it came down 25% in a month. Melissa, do you understand that's never happened before? Melissa, the main reason to do this is, oh good, we're at 751 likes. Come on, let's get some more taps. Melissa, do you understand this is a health system? Do you get that? It's not a diet. The weight loss, I know it's exciting, but that's not the main reason to do it. I mean, my God, look at this diabetic. Look, okay, he lost 40 pounds in a month. That's 10 pounds a week, Melissa. But look at his lab work, his A1C from 8.4 to 6.4. And then triglycerides, 242 to 124. Do you know, his name is Curtis, but him and all the other people, tons of diabetics in these studies, their doctors cut their meds by 50% in 30 days. You trying to tell me any diet out there? I mean, I guess I shouldn't get so upset, but you're being bamboozled. I'll just say this. This protocol has 10 peer-reviewed published medical studies behind it. Please tell me anyone you're following promoting this stuff like time-restricted eating with this one shred of medical evidence. Don't show me a before and after and a bunch of pictures. That doesn't matter. Where are the peer? They don't have any. Do you understand? They don't have any. You're buying recipes? They're charging you hundreds of dollars for recipes? Really? Really? No, and then you we coach you for free. It's right there. It tells you. Look, the New Health Conversation. That's a free medical website. That's the website, Melissa and everybody else, that you can go to for free. Do everybody see that, the New Health Conversation? So, Melissa, does that make perfect sense? Now, understand, Melissa, the coaches, they're not there to sell you anything. You can't buy anything from them because we don't have anything to sell you. But when you go to the New Health Conversation, Melissa or anybody else, we won't contact you. I promise you we won't. Because what we have that nobody else does, we have medical proof. I'll show you the website, everybody, right now, including you, Melissa. Go to Google, type in the New Health conversation. See, these other people want to charge you before. I mean, this is crazy. What are they doing? Look, there it is. Click on there. There's the website. There's nothing to buy on that website. The only thing there is the medical proof, including number one, is an exclusive podcast with the number one weight loss nutrition physiologist in the world. Not some influencer on Facebook who's a health coach telling you, oh, do this and you're going to lose. It's nonsense. Yeah, I get really fired up for all of you. Somebody has to be the canary in the coal mine. That happens to be me. But the difference is we've got medical proof. Let's see, Kristen. New ways. My son-in-law, 28 kilos by training in healthy food. How long did it take him to lose 28 kilos? I'm just curious. New ways. Thanks for commenting, by the way. I appreciate it. But let's keep going. So the idea here is that, first of all, let me explain something to all of you. We all suffer from this medical syndrome. I don't care who you are, if you're overweight, underweight, it doesn't matter. It's called the TDOS syndrome. The T is for the toxic chemicals we're storing in our fat cells. D is for the deficiency in our food, causing us to be overweight and stressed. Every person has it. It's a registered trademark, U.S. Patent Office. Peter Greenlaw, who's that? Oh, that's me. I did discover it. I mean, the thing that we stand on, the thing that makes us different, it's not about bragging. It's about educating you. For example, did you know what are 4 of the things why diets cannot possibly work in the long run that none of these diets address? The number one thing is your gut. Over 40% of the people have severe gut issues. And the reason those gut issues are so significant, they create a condition called malabsorption. Here's where you all get food. You think you go to Whole Foods, which I shop at, and you get these foods with these high levels of nutrition. Okay, that's a good starting point. However, when you have malabsorption, which most people who are overweight do, even though you're getting the nutrients, only a small percentage of those are actually getting to work within your body. So the number one reason that is a problem with so many people gaining weight is the malabsorption. Number 2, counting calories, complete and utter nonsense. Here's what they said: the human body has no mechanism to recognize or count calories. It relies solely on detecting nutritional density through hormones like ghrelin for hunger and leptin for satiety, which are influenced by the gut microbiome. The third reason is this absolute fascination, I don't know, whatever you call it, with calories in, calories out. What they just said, the body can't count calories, doesn't even know what a calorie is. And the fourth one is that our food, even when you're trying to eat healthy, our food is lacking in nutritional density. So now you've got a problem. You're eating food which you think has high levels of nutrition, which it doesn't, and then you're putting it in a body which is having trouble to utilize those short amount of nutrients. And then you wonder why so many. That's why people are so hungry. They're not hungry for calories. They're not hungry for the amount of food. They're hungry for nutrition. That's why the researchers went around the world. They didn't, but other people went around the world to find areas with these huge amounts of nutrition. In some areas, these blue zones where people live to be 100 years old. I want to put that stuff in my body. What about you? It's not supplements. There's no products to buy here. There's no magic elixir. You all can go for free, right? See it, visit, right above our head, visit the New Health Conversation. It's a free medical website to go to. All of you can go there. We will not contact you. Why are you being so, I understand you're skeptical. I get it. You're skeptical. It's okay. 8 months. Wow. Well, look at this. We got, look at this, new ways. Look at this. 65-year-old man that's 20 kilos in 30 days. 30 days. 30 days. So, I mean, it's not even, I mean, congratulations, he did great, but it's not this. It doesn't even come close. Plus, what he did, there's no evidence that any diet has ever removed chemicals from our bodies. Sorry to tell you that. That's just that's the medical reality. I only deal in medical facts. I don't give people opinions. So, Melissa, does that make total sense to you? You know where you can go? Sorry, let me put it back up there for everybody. So that website, the New Health Conversation, is totally free to go to. Who else would like to ask me a question or have me go through this again? We're at 755 likes. I know we can do better than that. Come on, everybody. Let's get some taps on there. Also, aren't you all fascinated? She lost 100 pounds. She's kept it off for 12 years. Who do you know that's done that? Who? Hell, I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. Now, I know her story. She had been on and off diets and her metabolism was all messed up. And so, but I don't think anybody would be unhappy with losing 100 pounds, even if it took you a year. But normally on this, unless you have some issues like she had, you can lose it a lot faster. Like my friend's daughter, she lost 60 pounds or 30 kilos in 3 months. 60. And 30 kilos, 60 pounds and 30 kilos. I mean, I know that this, but the other thing that none of these other diets do, they don't have the medical proof. They didn't do blood, stool, urine, fat analysis, body composition. They never do body composition. And people, they get confused. They think the weight they're losing is fat. No such thing. It's a complete lie. You're born with a certain number of fat cells. You die with a certain number of fat cells. What you're losing on these diets, up to 40% of what you lose is lean muscle mass. Period. End of the story. Not up for debate. What are you all doing and why are you doing it? Because you don't know what else to do. So, it's so discouraging that there's an absolute solution out there and people won't even take the time to go and look at a free medical website, 100% free. There's nothing to buy on that website. And we coach you for free. Look, free coaching. Guess how much the coaching is? $0. People ask me, how much is the coaching? It's free. The coaching is free. We got coached. So who else would like to ask me a question? Hello, Amelia. So Melissa, I'm inviting you. I hope you will go there and check it out. You have, Melissa, why wouldn't you go? We're not going to contact you if you go there, so don't think you're going to get harassed. And then if you like what you see, then you get a free coach and find out about it. It's that simple. So who else would like to ask me a question? Because again, this is not a diet. This is a detox. And we're at 755 likes. Can we get some more taps on that, on your screen? Just take your phone, just tap on it, and hearts will come up. It makes me feel good, like I'm doing something of value for all of you. Because we have no products to sell. We're not out there pitching a product. I mean, whatever it is, buy our system. What system? You can get recipes. They're charging you for recipes, really? Or they're selling you some product, some lotion, elixir, a liver cleanse, whatever. It's all nonsense. They don't have any medical proof at all. An opinion is not a medical proof. It means zero. Zero, zero, zero. Zero-sum game. So who else would like to ask me a question? Let's see here. Curtis. I mean, look at this husband and wife, everybody. So Michael lost 15 pounds, that's 7.5 kilos, his wife 5 kilos in just the first 11 days. They went on to each lose 60 pounds or 30 kilos in 5 months, and they've kept it off for 2.5 years. That's the thing I want to impress upon you. This is totally sustainable. This isn't like, oh, you lose the weight and then you gain it all back. No, we teach you how to keep the weight off for the rest of your life. Look at those before and after pictures. Now, here's what's different. This is what's in the medical studies. It's proven. It's not an advertisement. It's not an infomercial. It's not a typical before and after that you're used to seeing. And then how about this one? How about 200 pounds or 100 kilos in a year? 200 pounds. 100 kilos in a year. Where's the loose skin, everybody? She doesn't have any. You think this, I'd love for anybody to put in any diet that you know of that would ever equal anything like what I'm talking about, especially the medical results. Who would it be? What would it be? I'd love to hear. Plus, can anybody share with me anybody that you're seeing on social media with one shred of medical evidence? Why don't they have peer-reviewed human trial studies? You know why? Because they'd be exposed, because the claims they're making are not sustainable. They're not real in the medical sense. I'm not saying they're photoshopping them, but I mean, look, in 4 years, 86% of you are going to be overweight or obese. If you think if any of these things worked, wouldn't they want to have peer-reviewed human trial studies that they can share with you? I mean, 200 pounds in a year, really, with no loose skin? Aren't you interested? Only one, damn, lost 100 pounds and all the hair. Oh, you mean that she lost 200 pounds? If you're talking about this lady in red here, only one? I mean, it's so heartwarming. I mean, look, I mean, you think her life is a little bit different than it was? And I can relate to this, everyone, because my mom was morbidly obese my whole life. My mom was, she was about that big. I never knew her healthy. I never knew her well, but I didn't care. I loved her. She was my mom. That's all I knew. I had one mom and that's it. And about 25 years ago, before I became a researcher, she called me up one day and said, you know, Peter, I have one really big wish in my life. I said, Mom, what's that? She said, I would give anything if I could spend one day thin. Not a week, not a month, not a year. One day. 6 months later, massive heart attack and stroke. My mom never got the chance this lady did here. My mom did about every diet that there was 25 years ago. I believe my mom dieted herself to death. I'm sorry, I hate diets. I really hate them. And I know we're exposing the truth. If you think that any diet is working, I don't know what planet you're living on. In 4 years, Johns Hopkins Medical School, I have it right here. I'm holding it in my hand. Study, obesity apocalypse projected in 4 years, 86% of Americans will be overweight or obese in 4 years. Does that sound to you like diets are working, anybody? It's really sad what we're doing. Oh no, she shaved her head. I'm sorry. She shaved her head. I didn't realize what you were saying, only one. Just that was her choice. She wanted to do it, I guess. I don't know. I don't know her personally, but I know people that do know her. But obviously, look at how amazing that is. I mean, she was happy before, but I bet she's a lot happier now, right? So who else would like to ask me a question? But this one I do know. This is the daughter of a friend of mine, only one. She lost 60 pounds or 30 kilos in 3 months. I mean, still very, very dramatic. I mean, look at her face, look at her arms, look at her stomach area. No loose skin, but that's across the board. She lost 35 pounds or 17 and a half kilos in 37 days. Look at that change. None of this is photoshopped, everybody. This is all real. This is really what's happening. And then even when you look at this older gentleman who's 65 years old, he lost 40 pounds or 20 kilos in a month. And then look at his blood work. But look at his stomach, how much it went down in a month. No one was allowed to exercise in the pictures I've showed you. No exercise. They made him wear Fitbits. Now, why didn't they want him to exercise? Because then you would have said, well, they lost weight because it was diet and exercise. No, it wasn't. On purpose, the researchers did not allow them to exercise. I mean, what do you say about that, right? It's all, but again, we're making it available to all of you. Look, so she lost 100 pounds in a year, and she's kept it off for 12 years. Look at the shape she's in. But she's kept it off for 12 years, not 12 weeks. You all know the yo-yo effect on all these ridiculous diets that can't possibly work, and they don't work. Not because I say so, because all the medical proof. Let's see. So how'd they do it? Okay. All right, well, let's get to that. I think that's a really important point, okay? Let me come back over here to Kristen. The only reason I like to use it for a lot of reasons. Number one, she only had 30 pounds or 15 kilos to lose in a month, and she ended up losing 21 pounds or 10 kilos in a month. No exercise, no loss of water weight, and she gained 6 to 9% lean muscle mass. You got it? So this was invented, just to let you know, only one, by the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the entire world. The top people. And what they had done, they'd done 100 studies over 40 years, thousands of people, and they came to one conclusion. No diet had ever worked long term. And sadly, only 2/3 of people on all the diets they did over 40 years gained back more weight than they lost. So they would have been better off never having gone on a diet in the first place. So they said the fallacy with all diets is they're based on calorie counting. But the problem with that is the human body has no idea what a calorie is. It doesn't care about calories. It doesn't count calories. So what they said, we have a new theory. We're going to completely abandon calorie counting and only worry about how much nutrition is in the food that they're going to pick, that they're going to give to people. So they put together a grocery list that you would get only one and everybody else. Proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. But instead of calorie amounts of what you're going to eat, they give you serving sizes. And the serving size is calculated on giving you a massive amounts of nutrition in the least amount of food possible. So only 30% of what you would spend, or you spent last month, you'd spend this month at the grocery store. What about the other 70% of your money? Here's the secret that made this work. These researchers who have no products, they don't have a company, we don't sell you anything, you buy directly from these other researchers who for 20 years had gone to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, to find foods with huge amounts of nutrition, and some of them came from these blue zones where people living to be 100 years old. So now they had the food she was going to eat, 30% from her grocery store and 70% from what the researchers called the world's most perfect meals from a nutritional standpoint. There's so much nutrition in these foods from these faraway places that they said, the researchers, unless you're on doctor prescription for iron deficiency or calcium deficiency, you need no more supplements, just this. So then they created a new way of her eating, or everybody to eat. 5 days a week, she had 4 meals a day. She started with the world's most perfect meal for breakfast, lunch from the grocery store, dinner from the grocery store list, I meant, and a 4th meal after dinner from the world's most perfect meals. So 5 days a week, 4 meals a day, which, by the way, they ended up getting a registered trademark from the U.S. Patent Office for this new way of eating called protein pacing. So 5 days a week, 4 meals a day. 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store, only these world perfect meals. But listen to this. She then ate those 8 times a day. She was eating every hour and a half to 2 hours. Diabetics on this, no one had insulin spikes. This study, these studies that are now published in the biggest medical journals in the world, are the most advanced studies that have ever been done on diet, exercise, and health, where they didn't just look at the number on the scale. That was the last thing they cared about. They did blood, stool, urine, fat analysis, body composition, enzymes, liver enzymes, blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, triglycerides, okay? So the first thing that they proved, this is a detox. Because in looking at the blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis, they could see the chemicals coming out of the body, herbicides and pesticides, Scotchgard, Teflon, flame retardants, that we're all storing inside our body, whether you know that or not. That's why you all complain, not just about how much weight you've gained, but how much fat you have in your body, because your body, to protect you, as we ingest this stuff, the chemicals that are in our world, the body takes the chemical and stuffs it in what's called your visceral fat. That's the fat around your organs. And see, people are telling you that you can go on a diet and burn fat, or you can do exercise and burn fat. It's a total lie. You're born with a certain number of fat cells, you die with a certain number of fat cells, and your fat cells can expand or contract. Look at her stomach, that's with no exercise on day 1, and then look at her stomach on day 30. Most women on this lose a whole dress size in the first week. Men lose 2 to 4 inches off their waist. I lost 8 inches off my waist in 14 days, 23 years ago, and I've kept it off for 23 years. There's nothing like this on the planet. So the number one thing was detox. Number 2, for the first time ever, inflammation came down 25% in a month. No diets ever produced anything like this at all, ever. Number 3, maintenance. The picture you're looking at is 8 or 9 years old. She's kept the weight off for 8 or 9 years. So and maintenance is so easy. Maintenance, guess what it is? I have every morning, my breakfast is the world's most perfect meal. Then I had lunch a little while ago. I'm going to have dinner tonight. And then I'll have, every couple months, I do another 48 hour of that, eating 8 times a day, the exotic foods from around the world. There's nothing like this on the planet. And it's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world, which you can see all the medical proof for free. Go to this website. Hold on, everybody. Let me show you. If you want, go to Google, type in the new health, like it sounds, health conversation, because I think we need one. It'll take you to the link in Google. There it is. Click on the new health conversation. It takes you right to the website. There's nothing to buy on that website. The only thing on that website is the medical proof. And number 1 is an exclusive podcast with the number 1 weight loss nutrition physiologist in the world. He and his team invented this. And they don't sell anything. They don't have any products because there are no products. That's what's so great about this. You're basically eating, you're doing something normal. You're eating, but you're eating different food groups, and you're eating in a pattern that you've never done before. But my God, look at the results. I mean, look at a 65-year-old man, 40 pounds and 52 inches in a month. And then Andy here, 45 pounds and 60 inches in a month, 30 days, not 30 weeks. And then even, and this one, Christopher, in fairness, it's only 29 days. He actually ended up losing about 45 or 46 pounds in a month. But look at the blood, look at the triglycerides, 169 to 58, bad cholesterol, 105 to 68, blood pressure, 133 over 86 dropped to 126 over 73. These are real medical results, everybody. This is not hyperbole. How come the influences you're all following aren't showing you any medical proof at all? Don't just show me a before and after. Oh, this person lost 50 pounds. Well, what kind of weight did they lose? Because in all the diets, in all the diet studies, 25 to 40% of what you lose is your lean muscle mass, which slows down your metabolism. That's why you gain all the weight back. And also, it also slows down your own immune system, right? So again, who else would like to ask me a question? Hopefully I explained it. But also on the website, there's a 30-minute, it's 20-minute video going into much more detail about what they kind of did each day, shows you the food groups. All the coaching's free, everybody. It's free. You don't buy anything from the coaches. Zero. No, nothing to buy. You're buying 30% of your food from the grocery store, whatever, 30% of what you spent last month. And then the other 70% from these other researchers who brought these foods from around the world, from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, that represent, you can't buy that in your store. It doesn't exist. I mean, it exists, but the stores don't carry things like that. You got it? So who else would like to ask me a question? Well, at least we got 1,200 likes now. Can we get some more taps on the screen? If anybody likes the content, just tap on the screen so we can get some more viewers. Now, something that I'm going to add today that's completely new, that, I mean, if any of you think that diets work, I'm going to tell you why they don't, and I'm going to show you 4 of the primary reasons, and they're completely new reasons. Number 1, your gut is where most of your immune system resides. Over 40% of people have gut issues. And the main problem with the gut issue is something called malabsorption. It's a fancy name. When you ingest food and get the nutrients, that's the beginning. Your body then has to take those nutrients and use them with our organs throughout the body. So that malabsorption means out of 100% possible, maybe you're getting 50%, maybe. Okay, so the first reason why diets don't work. Now, the problem with that is when you don't have enough nutrition, it causes literally starvation. They talked about it right here. They said that the human body has no mechanism to recognize or count calories. It relies solely on detecting nutritional density through hormones like ghrelin, which determines your hunger, and leptin, satiety, meaning you're full, which are influenced by the gut microbiome. When nutrients are poorly absorbed due to dysbiosis, the body perceives a deficiency, triggering increased hunger and overeating regardless of your calorie intake, with research in linking microbial imbalances to appetite dysregulation and metabolic disorders. So your gut is having a huge influence on your hunger and your lack and why you're gaining so much weight and why you're so hungry. Why do you think we have 1 billion people worldwide clinically obese? Because they're all suffering from these gut issues, which it's called malabsorption. Number 2, the calorie counting thing is nonsense. Your body has no idea what a calorie is. So that's number 2, stop counting calories, okay? Number 3 was, again, they looked at the relationship between the gut and being, satiety means you're full, you're full. And they found that the gut, or the, because the gut is it's not well, it makes you hungrier. And the last thing was that food in general, the nutritional value, well, right here they said, the decline in nutritional content of foods. This is resulting in crops with a 38% lower level of essential vitamins, minerals, and micronutrients compared to the mid-20th century. So our food's becoming all but nutritionally bankrupt. So think about it. Now you're going on a diet, you're reducing the amount of food you're consuming, you reduce it, that already has less nutrition, then it enters a gut, which is compromised, and then less of the less, I don't even know if that's a word, I guess you could say that, you're getting less of the less to be used, and then you wonder why you're never full, you wonder why you're so hungry, you wonder why you're exhausted, because you don't have enough fuel, you don't have enough energy, because your body doesn't run on calories, it runs on nutrition. If I get anything across to you at all, it's that. That's why you're hungry. You're not hungry because you don't have enough calories. Hell no. You're hungry because you don't have enough nutrition. Does this make sense to everybody? I want someone to comment. Hi, Vara. Hello. So who else would like to ask me a question? Come on, let's get some more taps on the screen. We're at 1,200 likes. I know we can do better than that. I mean, the misconception around counting calories is just crazy. Now, you want to hear the really good news? The really good news is one of the 10 studies, which was published in Nature Communications, was 100% focused on the gut, on this very problem that we're talking about. Listen to the title. Gut microbiome remodeling and metabolic profile improves drastically in response to protein pacing and intermittent nutritional fasting. This study proved that this protocol was healing the gut. And they had, I'll read just some of the things. There was both hold on just a second, let me read this. In 4 weeks, this protein pacing showed a massive increase in gut bacteria, bigger weight loss. They also said after 8 weeks, this protein pacing made even a greater increase in in gut bacteria. It also lasting unique blood chemical changes, continued strong impacts. Here's what they said at the end. I'll just give you the conclusion. Moreover, no diet has ever produced these kind of results, as that is clear from this study, which positioned protein pacing, intermittent nutritional fasting as a novel and superior approach compared to any traditional diet. So one of the main causes of why you gained weight, that's why the people on this are having such amazing results. Why do you think they lost so much weight? Not only are they getting massive amounts of nutrition, but because they're gut healed, they're getting almost 100% conversion. So all those nutrients are getting out into the body and you're satisfied. That's why no one was hungry. They were never hungry for calories, they were hungry for nutrition. So even with your best intention, doing organic, even organic in this country is really nutritionally insufficient. That's why the researchers went to find these other people that had gone around the world to find these foods with huge amounts of nutrition. But then if you can heal your gut, you're even better off. Am I making sense, everybody? Please, anybody, make a comment, give me a question, whatever. Because she lost no water weight and gained 6 to 9% lean muscle mass and was not allowed to exercise. No way, they didn't let them, nobody got to exercise. But how many of you would be excited about losing 5 pounds a week? 5 pounds a week. You're used to a half a pound or a pound. You're all excited on diets. So you could say, oh my God, it's unhealthy to lose that much weight to fast on a diet. This is not a diet. It has nothing to do with dieting. Who the hell else on social media is showing you any medical proof at all? Has anyone ever brought up your gut to you as a reason why you've gained weight and you're never full? You're never satiated? Because you got two things going against you. Even the best food you're buying is nutritionally insufficient. Then you put it in a body who can't convert those nutrients fully. We have a recipe for disaster. Well, Johns Hopkins Medical School predicts obesity apocalypse in 4 years. 86% of Americans will be overweight or obese, according to Johns Hopkins Medical. Does that sound to you like what we're doing is working? Did you ever think about your gut being such a big influence on your weight gain and the fact you're never full? How do you think we got to the point where we are now? Because as our food became more and more nutritionally bankrupt and we used more processed food, which caused what? A deterioration in our gut. People have leaky gut, they have acid reflux, they have Crohn's, they have colitis. My God, they have all these conditions. I think, we actually have someone on here whose wife was a gastroenterologist. I'm sure, Dan, this is music to your ears. I bet Becky never even thought about this before. Dan, this is a whole new chapter. I'm going to talk about it tonight on a results call. Dan, this is so huge. I've been all day researching this about the gut microbiome and the thing. Now listen, everybody, too. I know a little bit about this because I wrote the definitive book with one of the top oncologists in the world called Your Third Brain, about your gut microbiome. We wrote the book over 10 years ago. And now the research is coming out and saying, well, we didn't have anything to do with these studies, but they proved the point. When you're talking about Nature Communications, when I say it's one of the top medical journals in the world, so first of all, about 98% of every study that gets submitted to them goes in the trash before they'll even consider it. Then if you get considered, out of 100 studies they look at, They only published 7. This is groundbreaking. This study, gut microbiome remodeling and metabolic profile improves drastically in response to protein pacing and intermittent nutritional fasting. That's what they're doing right here, everybody. Who else is showing you anything like this? They don't have anything on the gut, except they're going to give you antacids, maybe. It's so exciting. It's so real. It's so like you all have this amazing opportunity to change your lives. If you want. Otherwise, you can be skeptical and you can follow the influences that's selling you, oh, let's get some recipes. Really? Really? I mean, come on. If any of that crap worked, they'd have $1 trillion company. It's that simple. And how come they have no medical proof at all? None. Zero. And the medical proof out there on some of this stuff is, oh, I'll give you another example. Here's a 12-month study in the Journal of the American Medical Association. And they looked at 48 different studies, 7,286 people, and called Comparison of Weight Loss among Named Diet Programs in Overweight and Obese Adults. They listed all the major diets: keto, paleo, Mediterranean, time-restricted eating, Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers, Nutrisystem, Cornish diet, the Zone diet, lose weight for your blood type, all these diets. You know how pitiful it was after 12 months on some of these diets? You know how much weight people lost in a year? 11 pounds. That's less than a pound a month. The most anybody lost was 16 pounds in a year, but everybody, didn't matter what weight they lost, 25 to 40% of their weight was lean muscle mass. That's the point of all these diets. Yes, you're losing weight initially, but when you lose lean muscle, it slows down your metabolism. That's why you gain all the weight back, and it slows down your own immune system. How great does that sound to you? Isn't our immune system kind of important to us, folks? I mean, ladies and gentlemen, you have an amazing opportunity here to change everything you ever thought about diet, exercise, nutrition. This is a health system. It's not a diet. The weight loss, I know it's great, but that's the least important reason to do it. What if, imagine, how about 21 pounds in a month is the least important part? Maybe I want to know the rest of it. It's not a brand, Baravar. It has nothing to do with a brand. There's no products, okay? Please understand. No products to buy. I promised Baravar I'm going to walk you through what they did. I didn't invent it. I had nothing to do with it. People think all the time that somehow we have a product, an elixir or a pill. No. We don't do anything like that. The researchers who did create this are Baravar. They are voted the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world. They'd done 100 studies over 40 years, thousands of people, every diet out there, and came to one conclusion. They never found a diet that ever worked long term. My God, from 1995 to 2025, in 30 years, the obesity rates in the United States have doubled. Does that sound like diets are working to anybody out there? So the researchers said this is what they did. They have no products. So Baravar, there's no product to buy. It's food. The researchers put together a food list that about 30%. So whatever you spent total last month, take about 30% of those dollars approximately. That's all you're going to buy at the grocery store, and you're going to get a list. Nothing to do with calorie counting during serving sizes. Proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. That's what she used. 30% of what she bought last month, she bought these because of buying smaller amounts. Because it has nothing to do, the only thing it has to do with, forget the serving size, it's how much nutrition she was able to put in her body. But that was only 30% of what she consumed. So Baravar, the other 70% doesn't come from us, doesn't come from these researchers. It came from other researchers who've gone around the world for 20 years to places like Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand to find foods with huge amounts of nutrition, but smaller quantities of food. So now they had the foods. Now Baravar, the next thing, a new way of eating. Yes, it's called protein pacing. And they got a registered trademark from the U.S. Patent Office for this new way of eating called protein pacing. So what did she do? 5 days a week, they let her have 4 meals a day. She started with these exotic ingredient or nutrients foods from around the world. The researchers called the world's most perfect meals from a nutritional standpoint. It's so much nutrition that the researchers said unless you're on a doctor order for iron deficiency or calcium deficiency, you need no other supplements, period. Okay? So that was what she had for breakfast. Lunch from the grocery store list that you would get, dinner from the grocery store list, and a 4th meal after dinner, the world's most perfect meal. No option, like not 2 meals a day, not 3 meals a day, 4 meals a day. Very important, and they proved it because they tried all those other variations. They'd have breakfast, skip lunch, and have dinner. Then they skipped breakfast, had lunch and dinner. It didn't work. It was the 4 meals spread out, and that's only until you lose the weight. 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store, Baravara, only these exotic foods, these world's most perfect meals from around the world. But this time she ate 8 times a day. She was eating every hour and a half to 2 hours. And this is the most comprehensive analysis of diet, nutrition, health ever. The researchers, they didn't just look at the number on the scale. That was the last thing they cared about. They did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis and found that this was a detox. They proved this was removing chemicals from the body stored inside our fat cells. Number 2, it lowered inflammation by 25% in a month. No diet's ever produced anything like this. Number 3, this is sustainable. She lost the weight 8 or 9 years ago. She's kept it off for 8 or 9 years. So is this woman here. 100 pounds. She's kept it off for 12 years. 12 years. And then my friend's daughter, April, she 60 pounds in 3 months. She's kept it off for 8 or 9 years. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. The least important part of this is the weight loss. And then look at the medical results. Look at this diabetic. His A1C from 8.4 to 6.4 in 30 days. And triglycerides, 242 to 124. Do you know that the diabetics on this, their medical doctors who were monitoring them as they went through this, they had to cut their meds by 50% in 30 days. 50% in 30 days. So let's see, I'm a student, and this is the time when I really started to invest in myself. Totally listen, okay, so I buy the recipe. No, you're not buying recipes. Absolutely not. That is total nonsense. You don't have to buy anything. As a matter of fact, let me show you Baravara. Do you see right above her head it says, visit the New Health Conversation? Go to Google, type in the New Health Conversation. It's a free website. There's nothing to buy there. We will not contact you. Now watch. It'll come up in Google. There it is. Click on it. And the only thing there is the medical proof. If you like what you see, scroll down and get a free coach, and they'll go over everything with you. You buy nothing from the coaches. You're buying either from your grocery store or from these exotic foods around the world. Do you understand that? You're not buying recipes. I know other people are that's a scam. They're trying to sell you recipes. Really? Well, I shouldn't say a scam. It's like, I think they really believe what they're telling people. But I don't. I look at it and go, if recipes worked and we got 1 billion people worldwide clinically obese, you think recipes work? There's no way. So anyway, does that make sense to you, Baravara? The coaches will go over all that with you for free, Baravara. So don't worry about that right now. The main thing is go to that website if you want. And we won't contact you, by the way, Baravara. The only way we'll contact you is if you scroll down and you request a coach. So of the new people coming on over here, who else would like to ask me a question? And we're stuck. Hello, Kelly. Thank you for the cat. And Whitney, thank you for the rose. I really appreciate it. So Whitney or Kelly, can I answer any other questions for you? Does it make sense? Do you understand, Kelly and Whitney? You can go to that website. It's 100% free. We will not contact you. The only way we'll contact you is if you contact us. Does that make sense? And apparently there's all kinds of other things. See, I'm so new to TikTok, relatively speaking. I know that these are all really good things. So I'm saying thank you. That's all I can do is say thank you. Because our job here is not to convince you or sell you anything. It's to educate you. So Whitney or Kelly, do you feel like you're getting educated? Do you feel like this is of real value? It's only science. There's no hype here. Nothing is my opinion. Everything is based on these peer-reviewed human trial medical studies. One other thing that you all should see, though, this is the #1 women's magazine in the world, called Women's World. On June 9th of this year, 2025, this was the cover story, a mom and daughter. The daughter is a nurse, 57 years old. She lost 50 pounds in 3 months. The mom's going to be 81 in October. She lost 104 pounds in a year. They've both kept it off for 3 years. I coached both of them. I know them. This is real. This is not an advertisement. You cannot buy the cover of the world's #1 women's magazine. You think you get on the cover of this as this was a scam if it didn't work? They're not putting intermittent fasting on the cover of it because the proof on those things is just, it's negative, if anything. all these calorie counting diets. I mean, look, here's Harvard Medical School, everybody. Listen to this. Harvard Medical School, Eric Van Shriver. Good luck, Eric Van Shire. Good luck with what? I'm not quite sure what you're referring to. So, Eric Van Shire. Good luck. I'm not quite sure what you're talking about with good luck. Are you trying to tell me something I don't know? Whitney. This is Whitney. Listen, did you hear me talk about Whitney? This study in Nature Communications, the #1 medical journal in the world, gut microbiome remodeling and metabolic profile improves drastically in response to this, including Crohn's, colitis, irritable bowel, acid reflux, all within 4 to 6 weeks. No, this would be wonderful for you, Whitney, unbelievably wonderful for you. But again, it's not, you understand, Whitney, I'm not giving you an opinion. If you go to the website, Whitney, you'll see the medical studies there. You can go read it yourself. We're not trying to hold anything back. We're not trying to hold, we only deal in medical facts. We don't deal in hyperbole, nothing. I don't want anybody to believe me. It's not my research. I didn't do, this is their research. But they're the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world, in the whole damn world. I would think that would excite you. Yeah, I'll bet it is, Whitney. Whitney, if you do fill it out and you go, make 100% sure you put that in the chat, because we'll want to line you up as someone that's experienced with, we got Crohn's, colitis, irritable bowel. I mean, you can't imagine the kind of people that we're coming to. And of course, with that condition, it's really, really hard for you to lose weight. I get it. But Whitney, you can go see the Nature Communications study. It'll really give you hope. It's real. I mean, Whitney, do you understand, or do any of you understand the significance of a peer-reviewed human trial medical study? Does anybody know the significance of that and what you go through in order to get something published in one of these huge medical journals? I'm just curious. So, Whitney, do you know? Or does anybody know? If not, I'm happy to explain it to everybody, because it really is a really big deal. It's so unusual. Well, how come nobody else have peer-reviewed human trial medical studies? I'm open to it. If anybody can show me any medical proof of any of these influences that are showing you any medical proof at all. I'm just really curious if any of you can tell me that. But again, Whitney, do you know what a peer-reviewed human trial study is and what you go through in order to get something published? All of this, look, I'm holding these published studies in my hands. Let me tell you how powerful this is. So one of the studies was published in the Obesity Journal, which is considered the top weight loss journal, let's say, in the world, right? What they did when this was published in late 2024, early 2025, it was the #1 downloaded weight loss nutrition physiologist study in the entire world, in the whole world. Not somebody on social media telling you to buy recipes. I mean, I don't mean to be, I hope I'm not coming across as being cruel, because I'm not trying to be cruel, but I'm your advocate. Somebody has to stand up for you, because right now you're all getting bamboozles. Oh, odd fishy. Yeah, my face, I had a little skin cancer, so it's no big deal. I would just urge everybody to go get checked. I get checked every few months. I'm Irish, and unfortunately I've had a bunch of skin cancers. I'm just being totally transparent with everybody. And I'm not ashamed. Everybody see the big bandage on my face. What's wrong with that guy? Ooh, did he cut himself shaving? Not exactly. But it's just, it's all part of life, right? I know, Whitney, I got you. I understand. But it's okay, Whitney. I do 4 or 5 of these a day. And we're making look, if we can make a difference in your life, Whitney, that's all you should care about. That's what we're here. We're here for you, Whitney. And we're for anybody else that wants to do this, right? So, but Whitney, be honest with me. You can be honest. Have you ever encountered anybody else on social media? Take me out of the equation. The knowledge that I'm imparting, the knowledge that I'm giving to you, Have you seen anybody else doing what we're doing and only quoting from peer-reviewed medical studies? Is there anybody else? No, I haven't. Right. Does it give you some hope, Whitney? I hope it does. And Whitney, I didn't even tell you this part, or any of you, listen to me. So 30% of the money you're going to spend, you're going to buy at your grocery store. The other 70% of the money goes towards buying these exotic foods around the world. Those researchers who you would buy 70% of your food from, they give you a 100% money back guarantee in the first 30 days. See, we don't sell anything, so it's not us doing it, it's them. And nothing's 100%. I wouldn't be that stupid to say that. But it's so rare when anybody asks for a refund because it's so, you think she wants a refund after losing 21 pounds and 38 inches in 30 days? I don't think so. She actually had 30 pounds to lose, so I think it took her 7 weeks to lose 30 pounds. But isn't that cool, Whitney? Isn't that just cool? And somebody, oh, Baravar, you don't have to be grateful. I'm so happy to do this. And I don't know, Whitney, were you on when I told the story about my mom? Or Baravar, were you on when I told the story about my mom? Well, let me repeat it to all of you. So my mom basically, my whole life, look, this is not my mom. This is another lady who, by the way, lost 200 pounds in a year, and she's kept it off for 8 or 9 years now. But my mom was morbidly obese my whole life. I never knew her thin. I never knew her healthy. And about 25 years ago, my mom called me up one day and said, you know, Peter, I have one really big wish in my life. I said, Mom, what's that? She said, I would do anything if I could spend 1 day thin. I said, wow, Mom, that's cool. Well, 6 months later, massive heart attack and stroke. I loved my mom. I didn't care how big she was. But I saw my mom go through fat shaming. I saw my mom do, she must have done 25 or 30 or more diets. She'd cut diets out of the National Enquirer. She'd lose 20 and gain 25 back, lose 25, gain 30 back. At the end, she had a whole counter full of pills, high blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, you name it. I believe my mom dieted herself to death unknowingly, knowing what I know now. That's why I'm so passionate about this. That's why I hate diets. I do. I hate diets. I'm going to be transparent. I hate diets, everybody. And now we have the medical proof that you can do something to change the rest of your life. And why wouldn't you do that, everybody? Why wouldn't you take the time? Oh, Whitney, thank you so much. Yeah, this lady, obviously, I'm very, very happy for her. But, my mom, I'd see her, she'd go a whole week and she'd lose like a pound. I saw her go to Weight Watchers and she'd lose like 4 ounces, Whitney, in a week. And she'd come home with a gold star and be all excited. 4 ounces. But think about it, Whitney. What would you say, or any of you, if you wanted to lose 20 pounds on any diet, what would you anticipate? How much would you if you were really successful, how much would you say you lost in a week? Any of you? Baravara or Odd Fishy or Erica or Eric Van Shire or New Ways or any of you? Per week, how many pounds or kilos in that case, how much would you say you'd be really successful losing? Would anybody like to make a comment about that? Or if you were going to lose 20 pounds, say, Whitney, how long would you give yourself? Maybe that's a better way to ask the question. Any of you, if you're going to lose 20 pounds, I'd love for anybody to put in the chat, how long would you give yourself to lose 20 pounds? Don't be bashful. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, my mom, I know she'd be really proud of me. I know. Because I'm taking up the good fight for all of you. We don't sell you anything. I've been a nutritional, I'm not trying to brag, but I'm not just some guy. I spent 23 years as a nutritional researcher. I wrote 4 best-selling books to some of the biggest medical doctors in the world. I did 20 shows on public broadcasting. I did 1,500 live lectures in universities and hospitals and towns. They even flew me to China, and I was a keynote speaker at Autism One in Chicago 2 years in a row, the largest autism conference in the world. I'm not trying to brag. I'm just trying to tell you, I'm not just some guy. And my pursuit has been, what in the hell is wrong? Why don't any of these diets work? Well, now we know they can't possibly work because 25 to 40% of what any of you lose on any diet is lean muscle mass, which slows down your metabolism and slows down your immune system. So you're literally making yourselves unhealthy by going on these diets. And again, in your case, Whitney, about is a big factor for me. Okay, good. But Whitney, as I was saying before, the gut has an extreme influence on our ability to lose or gain weight. Because remember, people get confused. It's not what you eat or drink, it's what you absorb. And in the case of nutrition, it's called malabsorption. It's when the gut needs to transfer the nutrients into the body, not the toxins, by the way. That's what leaky gut is. Leaky gut actually leaks in food that's not been digested into nutrients, and that's what leaky gut means. We've got all these things going on, and what do? We keep having people count calories trying to lose weight. Oh, yeah. Oh, Whitney, everything. It's a big, yes. I know it's not permanent. I haven't eaten anything today, but I wonder if stress, sleep. But the problem is, Whitney, what you're doing by not eating today, you're slowing down your metabolism more. That's what people don't understand about any of this. Maybe 5 kilograms in 1 to 2 months. Yeah, that's what I thought, Barbara. Yeah. So, Barbara, sorry, I called you Barbara. I didn't mean to call you. No, please don't give me that nonsense. Okay, I'm going to read to you the research on the law of thermodynamics. Okay, so bear with me. Lohita Dasari. Okay, for decades, the conventional wisdom surrounding weight loss has been dominated by a simplistic formula: eat less, move more. This advice has been framed around the idea that calories as units of energy can be managed like a straightforward equation: calories in, calories out. But if this is true, then how come 86% of Americans are going to be overweight or obese in 4 years, despite widespread adherence to calorie-counting diets and fitness routines? The answer lies in the deep biological complexities that govern our bodies, which are far more intricate than the laws of thermodynamics. At the heart of the calorie theory is the first law of thermodynamics, which asserts that energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transformed. This principle applies to a closed-loop system where energy is conserved. However, the human body is not a closed-loop system. It is constantly interacting with the environment, expelling heat, sweating, and releasing waste. This makes the first law of thermodynamics completely non-applicable to weight loss. Number two, they said, simply put, our body is constantly losing energy in ways that aren't captured by basic thermodynamics. This is where the second law of thermodynamics comes into play, which is called entropy, the measure of energy that cannot be used for work. In biological systems, energy dissipation and inefficiency are constant. Sorry about your thermodynamics, does not apply to the human body. I'm sorry, that's the medical proof. It doesn't, because thermodynamics can only apply to a closed loop system. The human body is an open loop system, so you can't make that correlation. Do you understand there's never been a diet where people counted calories where they ever lost weight and kept it off? Never in history. Not one study. Just to let you know, okay? So, let's see. I've stopped taking my adrenal because I've been fed up with my eating disorders that I didn't know I had until I was 22. Today, 26, on bad days, I'm skipping meals. It's the worst thing you could ever do, Bara, is skipping meals. You, please, Bara, do yourself a favor. Go to the website, get a free coach. So, Lodith Dasari, I hope that made sense to you. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm a scientist, I'm a researcher. I get this all the time about this thermodynamics thing, but it's just nonsense. You can't apply a closed loop system to an open loop system. I mean, that just doesn't work. And they've been counting calories for years and years and years, and we're getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger all the time. I mean, right now the projection is in 4 years, 86% of you are going to be overweight or obese. We have 2.5 billion people, billion in the world, overweight, and 1 billion of those are clinically obese. Do you really think that calorie counting is working? It's the most ridiculous thing on the planet. That's what these researchers did. They created something, no calorie counting at all, no calorie counting. No. Because the body doesn't know what a calorie is. It doesn't count calories. It doesn't give a damn about a calorie. So it's not calories in, calories out. That's nonsense. You're alive because of 3 things: air, water, and what? Nutrition. And that's what the researchers did. They said, we're going to find foods. The number 1 criteria is high levels of nutrition. And that's why they put a grocery list together that she got, that you'd get to do this. Only 30% of whatever you bought last month at the grocery store, you'd buy this month at the grocery store. You get a list of proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. based on serving sizes, not calorie counting. Okay? The other 70% of what she bought didn't come from a grocery store, whether you're in the UK or Ireland, I don't care where you are in the world. It came from other researchers who'd gone to exotic locations in Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand to find huge amounts of nutrition in small amounts of food. Then they did something they had never been able to do even with organic food. They let her have 4 meals a day, 5 days a week. Breakfast was these exotic, the researchers called these foods around the world's most perfect meals from a nutritional standpoint. So much nutrition that the researchers said unless you're on a prescription for iron deficiency or calcium deficiency, you need no other supplements at all. Pretty cool, huh? So now they had the food, 30% from the grocery store, 70% from these world's most perfect meals. And then they invented a new way of eating where 5 days a week she had 4 meals a day. Starting with the world's most perfect meals from around the world, lunch from the grocery store, dinner from the grocery store, and a 4th meal after dinner, the world's most perfect meals. 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store, only these world's most perfect meals, but this time she ate 8 times a day. She was eating every hour and a half for 2 hours. Diabetics on this, no insulin spikes. But here, this is the most comprehensive weight loss nutrition health study ever done, because they didn't just concentrate on weight loss. My God, they did blood, stool, urine, fat analysis, body composition, liver enzymes, blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, triglycerides, on and on and on. The number one thing they proved with this, it's a detox. They proved it. Through blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis, they could see the herbicides, the pesticides, and the toxins coming out of her body. Look at her stomach on day 1. That's the accumulation of these chemicals inside her fat cells. You all complain to us not just about how much weight you've gained, but how much fat you have in your body. Look at her stomach, day 1, day 30. That's not Photoshop. And they were not allowed to exercise. They actually wore Fitbits to prove they weren't exercising. This has nothing to do with calories in, calories out. It's all nonsense. That's over with. That's done. It's dead. Buried. Calorie counting, let it rest in peace. It has no bearing on any of this. Because your body has no idea what a calorie even is. No idea what a calorie even is. Why are you counting calories? Someone told you to. Oh, the law of thermodynamics. No, it doesn't apply to a human body. Sorry. So this number 2 thing they found that's never been shown on any diet ever. Inflammation came down 25% in 30 days. Number 3, she's kept the weight up for 8 or 9 years. This protocol, which I didn't name, they did, called R2M, race to maintenance. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks, 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. This lady right here, 100 pounds. She's kept it off for 12 years. There's no diet that's ever done this. This is crazy good. You all should be exciting. You should be celebrating. You should go to the website, Proof, the New Health Conversation. See the medical proof. Instead of following these people with 1 million followers that are telling you to do things like time-restricted eating, which is total nonsense. There's no medical proof. The medical proof says that actually the people that they studied in a Journal of American Medical Association study, 3 months, gained no benefit from it, lost 2 to 3.5 pounds in 3 months, and what they lost was lean muscle mass. I got the study right here. What are you all doing? You're believing these nice people. I see medical doctors, chiropractors, dietitians, and health coaches, and weight loss coaches, and fitness trainers telling you all the same nonsense. We're going to show you how to reduce calories. No, you're not. What a bunch of nonsense. So let's see. The problem with that, Lohith, is complete nonsense. There's not one. Let me read from the study, okay? Just so you know that I'm not making things up, okay? Here it is right here. Okay, this is a big study, why you shouldn't count calories. While counting calories and restricting calories can help you lose weight in the short term, the approach has never been proven to keep weight off long term. What's even worse, 2/3 of people who try to count or restrict their calories gain back more weight than they lost. He doesn't have any peer-reviewed human trial studies proving that. It's an opinion, period. That's it. I'm sorry to tell you. It's complete chatter. I'm going to read you what the researchers are saying about the danger of calorie counting. Listen to this. The deadly delusion of calorie counting. Abandon calories in, calories out now. The calories in, calories out is a dangerous fraud. the body completely ignores calories, which are merely a lab-invented unit of energy with no corresponding biological sensor or mechanism. Instead, the body craves essential air, water, and nutrients to function, where hunger acts as a signal for nutrient deficiencies, not calorie deficiencies, rendering calorie tracking not just ineffective, but a harmful distraction that perpetuates obesity cycles and dieting failures. It is a disgrace that people are talking about calories in, calories out. If he's a real scientist, he would never be talking about this. And he has no peer-reviewed human trial studies. I don't care what the hell he's saying. We got New England. Wait a minute. We got Harvard Medical School right here. Listen to this. Stop counting calories. We've all been taught that losing weight is a matter of simple math. Cut calories 3,500, you lose a pound. But as it turned out, experts are learning that this age-old strategy is totally misguided. Harvard goes on to say the idea of a calorie in, calorie out when it comes to weight loss is not just antiquated, it's wrong, says Fatima Stanford, obesity specialist. Drop the calories notion, Stanford said. It's time to concentrate on what's inner food, not how much food we're consuming. And if what he was doing, Lolith, with all due respect, if what he had worked, he'd have $1 trillion company. It's total nonsense. People, what the hell? In 4 years, 86% of Americans are going to be overweight or obese. You think calorie counting is going to work? What a bunch of nonsense. Nonsense. I mean, again, he doesn't have any peer-reviewed human trial studies. If he did, they'd be out there and people would be doing that nonsense. No, many other, I don't care, reputable people. Let me ask you the question, Lolith. I'm sorry, I don't mean to mispronounce your name. I'm trying to be disrespectful. Do any of them have peer-reviewed human trial studies? Don't show me a scientific paper. That doesn't mean a damn thing. See, that's the problem. We have 10 published peer-reviewed studies in the biggest medical journals in the world. And these, unlike him, are rated the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world. What the hell's his rating? What's his rating? Do you know? I'm sure he's a nice person. He's probably really smart. But without a peer-reviewed human trial study, what he has means zero. Zero. Just telling you. So, again, it's not, okay. Phil, who else would like to ask me a question? I mean, look at this. Lowith, a 65-year-old man, 40 pounds in a month? You're trying to tell me calorie counting would ever produce anything like that? And 52 inches? And look at his blood work, look at his stomach. That's not happening, calorie counting. You're going to maybe lose a pound a week with that stupid stuff. And it's totally stupid. And I'm going to look him up afterwards. I want to write that down just so I know. I promise I'm going to look it up afterwards because I'm sure he's a very nice person and probably very, very smart. But unless he has peer-reviewed studies, it's all just nonsense. What's his name? Oteo. I promise I'm going to go check it out and see. I'm willing to be wrong. If I'm wrong, then I'll apologize. But listen, do you get it, Lolith? We're looking at 86% of 330 million people that are going to be overweight or obese in 4 years. Do you think if he had something that worked, people would be doing it? Because all the people that are doing it, that are counting calories, 2/3 of them are gaining more weight than they lost. That's what we know based on the medical studies, including Medicare. Let me read to you from Medicare, Lolith, and for the rest of you as well. Okay, here's Medicare. Listen to what they said. Medicare search for effective obesity treatments. Diets are not the answer. Our researchers reviewed the long-term studies of calories in, calories out restricted diets to assess whether dieting is an effective treatment for obesity. The study showed that 2/3 of dieters regained more weight than they lost on any diet. In summary, there's little support for the notion that diets lead to lasting weight loss or health benefits. This is Medicare. I'm putting Medicare up against one guy. It's not a fair fight. It's ridiculous. It's nonsense. It's just chatter, 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 chatter. I mean, we got to get serious here. Are you kidding me? We now going to have 50% of the 86% overweight pre-diabetic. There won't be enough insulin. What the hell? When are we going to wake up and realize that diets are finished, over, done, dead, bury them? Go to Barnes & Noble. Look at how many different diets there are. No one's ever produced a result like this. Nobody. I mean, my friend's daughter lost 60 pounds in 3 months. You think you're going to do that counting calories? Really? You might lose a half a pound or a pound a week on a diet. And then when they look at the 12-month studies, Loweth. This is the Journal of the American Medical Association, 12-month study. They looked at all the diets, all calories in, calories out, keto, paleo, Mediterranean, time-restricted eating, all of them. After 12 months, on some of the least amount of weight loss in a year was 11 pounds in a year. That's a pound a month. And the most was 16 pounds. And they said right in the study, 25 to 40% of what people are losing by counting calories was lean muscle mass. I get very excited. Let's look at the shots for more evidence. And I'm not against the shots, everybody. They help diabetic. If you're diabetic, you better be on them, or if you're morbidly obese. But what's the real result? See, this is what you don't see. This is the New England Journal of Medicine. You all can look it up. I'm not making a claim. You can read it once weekly, semaglutide in adults that are overweight or obese. This was a 68-week study. Okay, Loweth? 68 weeks. The weight loss after 68 weeks was 32 pounds, and of the 32 pounds they lost, 40% was lean muscle mass. What are the shots? They're calories in, calories out, a low-calorie diet. That's all they are. They slow down the food moving through your days. That's to track you ingest less food. But is it? Compare 32 pounds in 68 weeks. She lost 60 pounds in 3 months. Or Kristen, 21 pounds in a month. Or how about Andy, 45 pounds and 60 inches in 30 days. Anybody ever seen anything like that before? Anybody? No? Yeah, but Lola, I'm going to go look and see, I'm honest to God, does he have peer-reviewed human trial studies? If he doesn't, run from it. It means nothing. And I promise I'm going to go look him up and see if he has it. But the people who did this, just so you know, Lola, they are rated, to give you an idea how the ratings work, okay, on research. It doesn't go 0 to 100. They have a different scale. A rating of 20 considered your top researcher in the world. People who won the Nobel Prize, Lola, are at 30. The researcher who headed the team that did this, he's rated 46. 46. They're the top people in the world. With all due respect, I'm sure this is a fine doctor, whatever it is. But again, I am going to go look it up, and I'd be shocked if there are peer-reviewed human trial studies. All I can tell you is if you're doing anything that's not backed by a peer-reviewed human trial study, run from it. It's just nonsense. It's total nonsense. Oh, good, Baravara. He's from Sweden. Wonderful. And it's available in Sweden. Just so you know, it is definitely available in Sweden. And did you see the website? Do you see it there? And visit the New Health Conversation. Did you see that? Yes? Because my God, it's what, midnight? It's got to be like 12:20 your time, I believe. Am I correct? Right? Okay, so who else would like to ask me a question? Good night, Baravara. Thank you for being on. And Loeth, I want you to understand, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but you've got to understand there's a huge difference in scientific analysis, peer-reviewed human trial studies. For example, Loeth, no drug gets approved with a scientific paper. That doesn't mean anything. It's completely nonsense. So all I'm asking you to do, Lola, look, let me put it in the website for you. Look, you can type in the New Health Conversation. You see it right there, the New Health Conversation. It'll take you to the website. There it is, the New Health Conversation. Look at it. We're not going to contact you if you go there. We rely on the medical proof, including number one is an exclusive podcast with the number one rated weight loss nutrition physiologist in the world. I would think you'd be interested in what he has to say. And then if you like what you see, then you can talk to a coach for free. There's no charge for coaching. Does that make sense? Give me a yes that you understand. You understand that? Yes. And also then, Lola, does that make sense to you? You can go to the website for free. That's exactly, she lost 100 pounds. That's 50 kilos. In a year, she's kept it off for 12 years, everybody. 12 years. Not 12 weeks. Not 12 months, 12 years. That's what makes this so great. Rennie for now, yes. Lolith, yes. So you're all saying you see the website proof at the New Health Conversation. You can see it there. And then free coaching. So all of you understand it's free coaching. It's free. I mean, hello, what more can we do? We're giving you a free website and free coaching, and we don't sell anything. There's no products. There's no products to buy. It's food and a new way of eating, and we were coached. So who else would like to ask me a question? Kelly sent your, oh, thank you, Kelly. That's just so nice of you. So Kelly, have you learned a lot so far? Please put it in the chat. I love hearing those kind of things. It's not about my ego. I'm a scientist, so I want to make sure that our knowledge is getting to you so you make a decision. We can't make it for you. We're not going to convince you. We're not going to sell you. This is your health we're talking about. I don't want you to believe me, but hopefully you'd believe the medical science, all of you, including you, Lola, or Renee for now. This is really important for all of us to be in a position where we have something. I mean, we're looking at a billion people worldwide out of 8 billion clinically obese. I mean, really? Really? This is sad. It's really sad. And most of you are being completely, I don't want to use the L word, but you're being misled at a minimum. And I don't think the people telling you, I think they really believe what they're talking about because they see some before and after picture with no medical. What about the liver enzymes? What about the muscle mass? What about the visceral fat? What about the liver enzymes? They don't even do any of that stuff. Alley Cat, hi. Israel, yeah, well, Lola, I'm going to go take a look at that for sure. But I hope you all will go to that website. So it's now 5:25 on the East Coast, and my voice, I just need to rest it, go drink some water. I'll probably come back on, let's say, in an hour, so around 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. I know my friends in Europe, they'll all be asleep. That's okay. And then like tomorrow, I normally start around 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's the time zone I work from. I don't live there. I live in Denver. It's actually only 3:26 in the afternoon here in Denver, but it's 5:26 in New York City or on the East Coast or Eastern Standard Time. So does anybody else have a last question before I sign off for this podcast and go and rest my voice? Anybody? All right. Well, I'm going to say goodbye for now to everybody. Thanks for the people that were on here that partook in this, and we'll look forward to seeing you or tell your friends about it. Anybody can go to the New Health Conversation. It's a free website to go to. There's nothing there to buy. It's also my TikTok at the New Health Conversation. You'll see I've got over 1,200 reels. They're 5 to 10 minutes. Over 1,200. I think I have the most on all of social media. And we only rely on medical proof. We don't give you opinions. Opinions don't mean a darn thing. All right, everybody? All right, I'm going to sign off now. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye for now.